And many of them who come to school for the very first time, it will bring joy and excitement to them as they come into the classroom for the first time. And I appreciate you, Joshua. As the administrator of the school, you always greet me in a kind way. You are so accepting to the other students around you, and you always have a servant's heart and are willing, with joy in your heart and a smile on your face, to do anything that I ask you. Thank you so much.
So I was asked to speak a few words for Joshua's Grace Eagle, and I sat there and thought about what I should say. I happen to be Joshua's godfather and also a very dear family friend, so I've seen those pictures brought so many wonderful memories back as I was going through it. So just first, good evening to all the scouts and the parents, Mama and Mr. Gray. My name is Bart Palmer, and as an Eagle Scout, I'm very honored to sit here and talk to a few words to Joshua about it. I would have to say, as I was sitting up here, my mom was a speech coach, and so I have all this training in the back of my head, and man, you guys make me nervous. So in celebration of Josh reading the rank of Eagle, but also to honor all the other scouts that are here, real quickly, if anybody else is an Eagle Scout, could we have a stand up real quickly? And let's give all the other Eagle Scouts that sit in this room a round of applause. See, for once a young man has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout, he shall ever be a Boy Scout, a leader, a moral compass, a believer in what is right and not just what is easy or popular. In a society today that glorifies fame, rich, sports, and glamour, it is harder to be a true hero, to be the heroes we saw at 9/11, the firefighters, the military, the police, the teachers. It is harder to do what is right. And Josh, who finished his Eagle Scout, has decided he's going to be a leader. He's going to do the right. He's going to put that medal on and show the world he is a real hero. Now, Joshua started his journey in first grade in Waldorf, Maryland. He was in the Cub Scouts, and of course, that was years ago and many, many, many inches ago. He was a Tiger, he was a Cub and a Webelow, and also earned his Arrow of the Light. Now, at this time, his mom, Angelina, was still driving around the meetings, and he was going with the flow and doing what he was told, until he had to decide which Boy Scout pack that he wanted to follow in. Which true, for half his pack was going this way, and the other half of the pack was going that way. He had to make a decision of where did he want to go. He had to choose which pack. He had to be alone, make friends, and actually make some decisions. Now, once he decided which troop he wanted to go, he quickly went through the ranks, past his tenderfoot, and quickly up to his Life Scout. Of course, then, for all of us know, he decided to do the Life Scout crawl. We want to slowly, slowly, slowly get your eagle. For there's other activities that are out there. There's sports, there's school, there's music, and girls that get in the way from many scouts before they become an Eagle Scout. On top of that, the Gray family got orders to move from D.C. to St. Louis. And as a 16-year-old boy, it is easy to quit. It's easy not to finish. It's easy to allow the distractions of life. You know, we all have distraction out there, if it's our weight, or if it's our budget, or the Broncos losing on Sunday. We all have distractions out there, and Joshua decided not to allow those distractions, but actually make a choice to join a troop, be alone, make new friends, and find his path, and decide he actually wanted to finish the Eagle. He was faced with these hard decisions, and it was very hard. But at the start of that, he decided that he wanted to be a leader. See, leaders aren't born, they're made. They're made by hard work and effort, which is a price all must pay to achieve this goal or any goal worthwhile, from Vince Lombardi. Leaders are formed, they're melded, they're shaped. It is easy to go through the Scout motto, the Scout oath, the Scout pledge. It is harder to embrace that. It is harder to make that into your DNA. Make it a part of who you are, and not just say it in front of a crowd at this beautiful event. That's why I'm very honored, and I also received a text message from the elected governor From elect Eric Grittens, if I pronounce this wrong, I apologize. Dear Joshua, congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Thank you for your commitment to your community, to the Boy Scouts. I know you will continue to give back and serve others throughout your life. I look forward to working with you and the leaders to take Missouri in new directions. Best, Governor-elect Eric Grittens. That's what a leader is. A leader is someone who makes a choice. And so I'm very proud and very thankful for Joshua making that choice, and honored to call him a fellow Eagle Scout. Let's give Joshua a clap. I'd like to have his mother, Angelina Gray, come up. His father, Joshua Gray, come up for a pen. Angelina asked me to say it with an English accent. I'll save you all that from that embarrassment. We'd also, Joshua, like to have his grandfather, Charles Gray, his pop-pop, please come up as well.
Good evening. I can't see anybody out there. This is great. I'm talking to nobody. So Joshua, so what was just presented was the grandparent pen to Charles Gray, and then the parent pens to myself and Angelina. And Joshua also wanted to give a pen to two individuals that have meant a lot to him along his scout journey. And one of them, so they're both mentor pens. And a mentor is somebody that you follow along the scout path. There's somebody that you can look up to. If you're having a hard day or a hard time along the path, there's somebody that gives you a little extra hand. Sometimes they give you a little extra water on the trail, which I know has been the case sometimes for Joshua. And it's just somebody that looks out for you, whether spiritually, mentally, physically. And so Joshua wanted to present these. First of all, since Barton Palmer's already up here, I know Joshua wanted to give him one as his godfather. I think Josh was a little nervous. He was up here shaking. I was getting kind of nervous about getting pinned here in my heart. And the next one goes to Mr. Tom Kosh, as you all know, is our beloved Scoutmaster. Tom, would you please come up, sir? eagle talons on us.
Summon your eagle powers.
Everyone's looking at you, Matt.
Who's prepared here? No. Josh, you ready? It's my turn to come back. Speech.
Greetings, fellow scouts, loving family members, and the dearest of friends. I cannot describe how honoring and flattering it is to be on this stage receiving the rank of Eagle with all of you tonight. This evening means a lot to me and my family. There's a lot of people I'd like to thank for getting me here tonight. Like, for instance, there's my mother who actually drove me here. We forced light murmur of laughter. But in all seriousness, folks, it's been a long trek to where I am today. I started in Cub Scouts around 2006 in first grade. I was introduced to the wonders of camping, the outdoors, and heavily surveillance carpentry. Many Pinewood derbies and coloring pages later, I found the arrow of light, and it created a pathway to Boy Scouts. Troop 1780, located in southern Maryland, was very welcoming to my hyperactive antics, and over time I steadily moved along the ranks of tenderfoot, second class, first class star, and life. I earned as many badges as I could, and I developed a love for hiking. Boy Scouts gave me a desire for keeping in shape and a lust for nature. There were a few experiences that were less than satisfactory, but hey, hard times make great stories, am I right? I've tried to be as trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, with their degree, clean, and reverent as humanly possible. My Eagle Scout project was definitely not an easy task. They never are. For those who I have been informed prestigiously already, I built a classroom, library, and an imaginative play center for Dayspring School of the Arts. It took weeks of paperwork, but a good 2 days to get it completed. As the video showed, it was a ton of fun, and I was able to be given a position of direction to mentor the younger scouts. So after all this hardship, paperwork, and physical exercise, here I am on stage speaking to all of you. It's been a tumultuous journey to get this achievement, but I deeply hope it's one that younger generations will strive to complete. But I couldn't have done it without my many loyal companions. I'd like to thank my mother and my father for pushing and helping me to stay on track. I'd like to thank my pops for being there for me and continuing to be one of the greatest mentors in my life. I'd like to thank Mr. Tom Kasha for being one of the best scoutmasters I've ever seen in Missouri. I also like to thank Mr. Davidson for being my first scoutmaster and for being so considerate along the way. I'd like to thank my Uncle Steve and my Uncle Bart for reminding me to keep going at it and for being the best figurative uncles that I could ever ask for. I'd like to thank every single scout that was able to help with me on the project. I dare say they are some of the most tolerable scouts, younger scouts in Troop 21. As for friends, I'd like to, I don't think he's here tonight, but I'd like to thank Michael Mead for receiving his Eagle Scout at age 13 and inspiring me to pursue Eagle as well. I'd like to thank Hayden and Garrett Boyette for showing me the ways of leadership and reminding me appropriately when to stand at attention. I'd like to thank Alex. I don't think he's here, but I just want you to know he's my man. I know he